guys, thanks for stepping in. I sure appreciate it. I'm actually up in my room because it is just entirely too cold to be downstairs right now. It is snowing. It's the last day of November. What a way to welcome in, the Christmas season. I'm excited, but I'm also freezing my butt off. So I'll pop up a picture here in a little video so you can kind of see what is happening while I'm filming this. But I just decided just to hang out in my room today so we can get this done. Hopefully the sound is okay, the lighting is okay, because I'm just entirely too cold to go downstairs. So let's talk about some new makeup and put some new makeup on my face, at least new to me. They're not necessarily new products, but definitely new to me. So I need to get ready. Let's do it together. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this primer. This is from Ulta. It's the matte primer. As you can see, I am just about out of this. Like, it is taking everything to get it out of there. But let's go ahead and put this on. And I've got like a huge zit right there that's just really painful. And I am dealing with a huge increase in my eczema, especially on my eyelids and around my lip. So we are gonna play with the new to me eyeshadow palette today. I don't know if it's going to be a fair judgment of it because of the eczema I have going on. We'll see. But I'm actually just going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Instant Lift and the NYX Control Freak for my eyebrow gel. This is just about gone, but I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, I am back. Eyebrows are done. So next up for me is eyeshadow. So I actually am trying a new to me brand called CXC Beauty. And I picked up the Out of Luck mini palette here. And it is so beautiful. Now I have already swatched this and I did do those for Instagram. I'll add them up here somewhere for you so you can see the swatches. The shimmers are here. There's 4 of them. It's these 4 right here. They are a little bit on the chunky side in the swatch, but they also smooth out easily. We'll see. But the mattes were pretty pigmented. I was impressed with the mattes. But even though this, I think, is meant to be more of like a St. Patrick's Day palette, I see this as also a Christmas palette because you've got different greens, you've got a silver, you've got a gold. We're gonna rock it for this time of year because no one tells me when I can and can't wear makeup. I'm very seasonally inspired, so I can definitely see me pulling this out around St. Patrick's Day for the luck part, but I also see like Christmassy vibes. So we're gonna play with this today. So I'm just gonna grab a brush here, and this is more of like a goldish green, and this is a more condensed version of a bigger palette that they have, and it's the Out of Luck palette. This is the Out of Luck mini. But anyways, for me today, I'm really feeling these greens. So I really just kind of want to stay over here today. This almost has like a green shift in it. It's like a green gold. We might add that in there, but for right now, I'm going to go in with the lightest one right here. And it does have the shade names on the back, so this would be shade Rampage. So I'm just going to pick that up and put that here through the crease, and I'm actually going to use this mirror. But it definitely, it's pretty pigmented. I mean, you just one dip and you can already see it in it for being a like lighter green. It's impressive. I will say that the mattes, even though they were pigmented in the swatch, I was a little concerned that they would be a little underwhelming on the eyes because swatches definitely don't tell the story. I think they do a great job of showing an overall color story, but they definitely don't tell the story of how they're going to perform on the eye. And this is one of those examples because this one, even though it was pigmented and really smooth, again, because it's so light, I was concerned about how well it was going to build, how well it was going to show up on my skin, but clearly it's doing fine. It is a little bit powdery. I am having to blow off the kick up in the pan. I'll show you on this next one here, but I do think I want to darken that. So I'm going to actually add this just a little bit higher and use it more of like a transition shade. I do think we're going to go into this green down here, and this one's going to be called Toxic. My room is very dark right now because, again, it's snowing, but we're going to add that one. I'm just going to use a little bit smaller of a brush to get it a little bit more into the crease. And there you can see the, not blinded, you can see the kick up from dipping in once right there. So it definitely has some kick up, but it seems to seems to be performing fine. Sometimes I've noticed eyeshadows that are really powdery and have a lot of kick up, they just don't perform that well. But this one clearly seems to be doing all right. And my swatches kind of indicated that these two shades were really close, but I'm clearly seeing a difference. And they are blending beautifully. Yeah, these are pigmented, they are soft, they are blendable. I have seen Steph's Beauty Stash review this palette and this brand, and that's actually what inspired me. This has been on my wish list for a long time, and I actually I was saving up for Black Friday sales. I'm just dipping back into that original transition just to help diffuse this color right here. But she's the one that inspired me to actually try this brand. Like, look how well that's blending into it, that other color. Yeah. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And right before Black Friday, I found a gift card that I somehow like had misplaced, and I found it in my purse. And so between the gift card that I found and the I used the shop app, Shopify or Shop, and it gave me $5 shop cash. So between the creator discount, the shop cash, and the gift card, it didn't cost me anything. So I was really excited. I could have waited for their Black Friday sale because it was on sale for Black Friday, but I did not. Okay. So now I'm going to go into this deep green here in the middle, this like olivey army green, and that one's called Reaction. And I'm just going to pack that in the outer corner. Let's see how this one does. I am a sucker for greens. Now this is the eye that does have a really bad eczema flare up over here in the corner. So it seems to be rolling over it okay. It is struggling to pack on, but again, I don't know if that's just my skin or if it's the formula. I will say that I wish it was a little darker, but it's getting the job done. It is a beautiful shade though. My gosh, I love that color. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, I am back. This side went on much smoother, so the patchiness and I think just the lack of being able to pack on that color is strictly just my skin, because this side was very smooth and doesn't appear to be patchy at all. Those are just the wrinkles in my eyes. So yeah, I mean, even with the patchiness over here, like up in here, it really looks pretty great. I love that army green color. It's just exquisite. I did also add the NYX glitter primer on my bare lid, because as I said, when I swatched these, they were a little bit flaky. So it's my experience there's going to be some fallout. I don't necessarily mind, but we're definitely going for the green. So I'm going to go for this green right here, which that shade is Cosmic Ray. I'm just going to use my finger to pick that up. And there's what she looks like. I'm just going to put this out here. Oh my gosh. Green is so beautiful. Look at that. So far, no fallout either. Y'all, this is one of the best green shimmers I have in my collection. Look at this. How stunning. And I'm so sorry about my lighting again, but oh my gosh, it is stunning. And I have no fallout. Almost always with any shimmer, even with the NYX glitter primer, because I apply with my finger versus a brush, I almost always have fallout and I expect it. But that green has zero fallout on my face right now. I'm quite impressed, but now the struggle is real because I can't decide if I want the silver or the gold. I'm almost feeling the gold because I'm almost feeling the silver, because if I cover this gold, the green and silver look really pretty, but green and gold always look nice. Let's just go with the gold. It's got a greenish shift. Let's just go with it. This one's definitely a little bit chunkier. This one I'm definitely expecting some fallout. I will lose it if there is none, because it'll be like witchcraft. Like, look how easy that just pressed on. Like, stupid easy. Oh my gosh. Like, stupid easy that pressed on. I bet this would go on perfectly fine with a brush. So yeah, that one definitely had fallout. You can kind of see it like right in here, but every shadow I've ever used with my finger gives me fallout, but it's just right there. So it's really not that bad. But at this point, I'm just gonna take a small flat brush here and just pick up the tiniest bit of this gold color and just kind of pull it into the green and mix it right there. So I've got a nice smooth blend. Oh my gosh. This is everything right now, you guys. It's everything. It's giving me Christmas vibes, seriously. Okay, I am back. Definitely some fallout. Definitely some fallout. But I think what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and grab this black shade, and it's called Secrets. I think it's supposed to be a black, but I'll be honest, when it's swatched really gray. So I don't know if it actually is a gray or if it is a black, but you're gonna use that and run that on my lower lash line. Oh, okay. That's definitely way more pigmented than my swatch. See, this is why swatches don't tell the whole story. And why am I using this black one? Because I wanted to test it. Would I normally use black with this look? Not usually, but I'm kind of learning. I don't love a green on my lower lash line. Kind of messes with my my complexion. It starts to make me look like I crawled out of the grave. So I've just learned I prefer darker, more neutral shades on the lower lash line, especially when I'm doing greens. So yeah, I mean, clearly that is pigmented and it's black. I was worried about that shade based on my swatches because it swatched really light gray. So yeah, I'm very impressed with that. Very impressed. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a liner brush. I'm going to use this black as a upper lash line liner. So it doesn't do a dramatic difference. It's very, very subtle. It's coming across more gray at this point. So I love it on the lower lash line, but as a liner, I just think it's a little too light, but that's perfectly acceptable. I have plenty of other blacks I use as a liner. All right, friends, as of now, all I want to do left here is I just want to grab another pencil brush, just a little bit different. It's a little bit fluffier, so it'll expand that line on the bottom. I am going to grab that. I think actually I'm going to grab that Christmas tree green. I'm actually going to run that here just to kind of bring a little bit of that green into it without making me look sick. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we're going to try it. It's not too shabby, right? I'm going to do the other side. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, at this point, I think we are done with the Out of Luck Mini. So I'm going to go ahead and set that aside, and I'm going to throw in some mascara, and we'll come back and move on to the next step. Totally lied to you, not mascara yet. I like to put my primer on before mascara, so I have it sitting on my face doing something before I put on foundation right away. So I did pick up, I have glitter all over my hands now, so I did pick up the new Milani primer. It's the Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Smoothing Primer. So, and it comes with this little spatula here. So I want to try this today. I haven't tried it yet. I have a new foundation that I've been trying, so I wanted to do it with a tried and true primer. That way I could see how it reacted with my skin. It seems to be okay. We'll talk about that one here in a little bit. So peeled off that little sticker holding on that little spatula, and it just slides out here. For us germaphobes, that's amazing. And then it looks like it just twists off. And yeah, there we go. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, throwing stuff. I don't know how much to use. Typically, I only put primer right here. But I do think I'm going to actually, because of the foundation, and we'll talk about that, I do think I'm going to actually add it on my upper lip and around my chin just to see if that helps. This new foundation I want to love so bad. This is really, really soft, by the way. Very soft. I thought it was going to be more solid, but it's definitely not. So I'm just going to scoop that onto my finger. I do appreciate this spatula because I've got glitter all over my hand. Now I don't have to put it into my primer, but I'm just going to run it between my fingers. My fingers are cold. And I'm actually just going to run this. You hear my son back there freaking out. He's in some game. So typically I would only put it like right here and maybe on my nose. But like I said, I'm trying to help my foundation out a little bit. So it does feel really nice. It feels really smoothing, which it says that it's supposed to. So that's a good sign. I'm going to pull it up just a little bit right there too, just because I have too much on my hand. So what I picked up was actually too much for this. So that's why I'm like excessively rubbing, because I think I picked up too much. But it does feel really good. It's really smooth. Definitely a silicone base. You can tell by the way it feels. So I'm going to go ahead and... So my curiosity is piqued. I wonder how dirty that little divot is going to get if you don't clean this off every time you use it. Right? Like... So is the spatula helpful? I actually don't know. I don't know. I like the concept, and I really like that there's a place to keep it in, but I feel like if you don't wipe this off every time you use it, that little area is going to get dirty and maybe bacteria build up. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. If you have this one and you've been using it, what's going on with that area? I wiped mine off, so I put it back. So there we go. Now I'm going to go put on mascara, and I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys, I am back. I put on my Believe Beauty Voluminize Mascara. Y'all, this brand is being discontinued. I am so upset. I talked about this. I can't remember if it was a YouTube video or Instagram, but I had mentioned that my Dollar General had, like, their whole Believe Beauty section was gone. They didn't really know what was going on. Well, when I moved out here to Kansas City, I have Dollar General here in town, so I went in there and their section looked like crud. And I asked them, I said, you know, are you guys revamping the store? Like, what's going on? They said, no, that Believe Beauty is not going to be in Dollar General anymore. And I was like, no. And they actually had 2 of these tubes in there. I opted actually not to pick them up because all I'm doing is delaying the inevitable of finding a new favorite mascara. So this is starting to run out and I'm starting to panic. So if y'all have a mascara that is great for curl and volume but doesn't have a heavy formula and weigh them down, let me know, because that's what Believe Beauty does for me. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Okay, so now on to complexion. I do feel like this has been sitting for a second, so I feel good and ready to move on. We'll see if it actually does any different. So I finally picked up the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit, and I found the perfect shade match. Like, it does not get better than this. This is my skin color. I'm so excited now. My face is like itchy right there. But I'm so excited. Now, I've worn this a couple times, I think 3 times, with my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I just feel like it doesn't quite like do its job. Like, it doesn't perform well with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer as far as, you know, sitting nice on my face. And I do feel like it's drying out on my lip and chin, which is why I carried that primer onto my lip and chin. That's a normal problem I have with any foundation this time of year. Literally the only foundation that I'm not having that problem with is the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Stick. This beauty right here. I'm so in love with this. But this, I only use this on days that my skin is really, really nice. And today I've got breakouts here. I've got some spots over here that are just all of a sudden like, hi. So we're going to go for something a little more fuller coverage. And I wanted to test it with this particular primer. And I actually picked up the shade. Oh, it said Shake Well and I didn't do that. My bad. What shade is this? 140. Yeah, 140, which I believe is a light warm yellow. It's correct. Just trust me. It's correct. I've kind of figured out, because all of the tests, you know, with your vein test and do like silver versus gold jewelry and what happens when you put a white shirt against your skin, you know, all of the tests tell me that I'm actually a neutral undertone. And I thought I was. I even got shade matched for a neutral undertone, right? But I have realized that, yes, the neutral foundations look good upon immediate application, but after about an hour, they start to turn really pink on me. I start to look like a peachy pink. And I was getting super, super frustrated. Like, why does this keep happening? Well, it kind of dawned on me when I got my Odin's Eye and Angelica Nyquist Trick or Treat palette, The red in that palette is an orange-based red, where the red in the Blend Bunny Blends palette is a blue-based red. What does that have to do with my foundation? Well, I get frustrated with red lipsticks, red lip glosses, red eyeshadows, because most of them blend out and turn pink on me. Well, if you have a neutral undertone, it could do that, but it doesn't usually. It still looks okay. It still has a little bit of red in it, right? Well, if you have a warm undertone, red eyeshadows and red lipsticks that are blue-based are going to turn pink on you. And it dawned on me because I used the Blend Bunny Blends Red shade on Monday. And then I used the red in the Odin's Eye on Tuesday. And I was like, why does this red stay true red and the other one turns pink? So I swatched them side by side and boom, it clicked. Oh my gosh, I need warm-based red. So then I started playing in red lipsticks and I was like, yep, I need a warm-based red lipstick. So then I started doing some research in Color Wheel and went really in depth. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, it's saying that if that's happening to you, you have a warm undertone. So I was like, okay, time to switch. Plus it makes sense because if I have a warm undertone and I've got a neutral foundation, after an hour or so, it's pulling the warmth out of the foundation and leaving that reddish pigment behind. So it makes sense. What frustrates me is it looks great going on. So I shade match in store and I shade match outside. I'm like, this looks amazing. Because it takes about an hour, hour and a half for it to really change color on my skin. So I think I finally figured it out. So this is the Fenty and it's a warm yellow undertone and it's pretty accurate. I look a little ghostly right now. But it is winter, so yeah, once I get like bronzer and blush and all that, it'll be fine. But I have found this to be a great shade match. Now, what I really like about this foundation is it feels very, very lightweight. I don't really feel it on my skin. It is definitely buildable. Like, as you can see, it covered up my cheek spots, and that was just one pump. I still have quite a bit on my hand, so I'm actually going to build it up just a little bit in the areas where I have a lot of discoloration and a lot of like sunspots, and over my new friend up here. But yeah, I feel like this is a great shade match. This will be wear number 4. And so far, I really like the way it feels. But I've noticed after about 6 hours of wear, I start to get that breakup around my mouth. So we're going to see how that goes. But again, that's most foundations in the winter for me. So I kind of picked the wrong time of year to try this out. I'm going to use my Tower 28 Serum Concealer. This is shade CC, which, funny enough, is a warm undertone. Makes sense that I gravitate towards that, you know what I mean? So that was my problem. Because the veins in my wrist are purple, but I know I'm not a cool undertone, because cool tone foundations make me look pink, right? So I knew I wasn't a cool undertone, but I thought it was neutral. But now I've learned I'm not, so there's that. Okay, so now I do have a newish bronzer. I've actually used this quite a few times, but I'm loving it so much. It's the LYS bronzer stick, and I have the lightest shade in Hope. And I don't know how other creators draw lines, because when I draw lines, I look absurd and insane because it's too much product. So for me, I literally, and because of my face shape, I have to put my bronzer kind of high up on my cheekbone. If I put it too far down here, it just looks like I didn't blend my foundation. That's been an experiment, because I was standing in line at Walmart one day and this lady walks up, she goes, honey, you didn't blend all the way. And I'm looking, I'm like, where? She goes, right here. I said, oh, that's my bronzer. And she's like, oh, it just looks like you didn't like pull your foundation down all the way. I appreciate her looking out for me though. So I've been experimenting and I just draw just a tiny like dotted line almost right there. And I'm also learning that I am not loving bronzer on my forehead. I just don't love it. I will pull up whatever's left after I blend this out up onto my forehead. But for the most part, I'm not loving that. But this is a great shade match. And watch this blend out. Like, watch this. Just boom. It's so pretty and so blendable. So creamy. Even with it cold in here, like, boom. See, look at that. How gorgeous. And like I said, the shade is just so perfect. So whatever's on my brush, I'm just going to pull up and around. And that's enough for me. I'm just really not loving the bronzer around my forehead because then I feel like I got like a halo effect. That's not cute. Not cute. So I don't have a new blush, but I am trying desperately to hit pan on my Milani Cheek Kiss cream blush. And this is the shade 110 Nude Kiss. I am so close. I am so close. Like, I swear sometimes I can see a hint of silver in there. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in there. Still not yet. Still not yet. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this on and I'll be right back. I'm back already. What I really, really like about this is I just did one dip in and it's so subtle and I love that. I have learned I am not a girl who loves a heavy blush. I love it buildable because I have a naturally super flushed cheek. And so I really like not a heavy blush because my cheeks will flush on and off all day. And then like if I have a heavy blush on, people will be like, are you okay? You look like your face is about to catch on fire. Sometimes I feel that way. Still no pan. We are so freaking close though, guys. Look at that. I could go a little heavier on the blush. Pan? No pan. No pan. Let's pull it in just a little. Still no pan. Okay, I give up. Okay, I have switched out my winter lip products, okay? We're in winter. So I have my chapsticks from Burt's Bees. So we've got cranberry spritz, we've got salted caramel, however you pronounce it, shortbread cookie, and peppermint. I'm a sucker for peppermint, but I want some color on my lips today. So as much as I love Burt's Bees, I'm actually gonna set those aside. And so I had this one on before we started. This one's pretty good, I like it. It's a very soft, subtle peppermint. So if you like just a touch of it, I think this is great. This is by EOS. I actually got this in a kit with from Target with 2 lotions in it. I'll be honest, I don't really love the smell of the lotions. One is a peppermint cashmere and the other one is a cashmere thing. I don't know. If I can find a picture, I'll pop it up here. But it came in that pack, so this was a nice way to try it. I do really like it. I think I would prefer more of like the traditional like twist up chapstick version of this. Squeezy tubes are kind of becoming frustrating for me. I prefer just chapsticks, but this one is nice. I actually have not tried my Laneige one yet. I do really need to try this. I mean, you can see I haven't touched it, but I don't think I'm going to do that one yet. I think I want more color. I have my Ole Hendrickson Creme Brulee. I still have a little bit left of my Tree Hut Candy Cane scrub here, or Butter Balm. But I haven't used this one. I really love the smell, but I haven't actually put it on my lips yet. It's the Summer Fridays Hot Cocoa. I think today's the day. Today's the day. You can see I haven't even used it yet. I've heard the color is gorgeous. I just sit around smelling it because it smells so good. But let's see. I saw some fellow creators saying it smells like Tootsie Roll. I don't get that. I don't get that, and I'm also really not getting very much color. There's a little bit of color. I don't know about the Tootsie Roll smell. I smell hot chocolate, but that's just me. So there is the Summer Fridays. But it feels good. It feels good. It feels like Summer Fridays. It's not my absolute favorite lip product. Like I said, I will say though that like my favorite balm, typically my favorite squeezy tube balm is the Naturium Phyto Glow, but I'm realizing that when it's cold, it is impossible to get this crap out. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's cold, right? I got a little fuzzy on there because I just cleaned it off, but like, I am squeezing this to death. It's barely, there it goes. It finally came out, but this thing is, like the product is super stiff. It's not emollient like I'm used to. So I'm learning that these do not do well when it's cold. It doesn't. I have to like stick it in my jean pocket and warm it up for a few minutes, or like if I have like a little space heater going downstairs while I'm working, I have to warm it up next to the space heater. But I don't want to have to work that hard for lip balm, especially when I'm cold. So these are frustrating me at the moment. I don't know if that's just me just sharing some information. So let's talk about some of these new products. I can feel a fuzz on my lip. If you can see it, I'm sorry. But let's talk about some of these products here. The first thing that we used was the Out of Luck palette by CXC Beauty. So far, I'm vibing. I'm absolutely vibing. This color here is just immaculately beautiful. I can feel the fuzz on my lip. But this is just such a beautiful color story. It applied so well. The mattes are pigmented. The shimmers are pigmented. They went on incredibly smooth. Granted, we only used 3, 4, 5, 6. We used 6 out of 9 shades. That's pretty good. I'm not typically a gray wearer, so this would just be more of like a transition shade at most for me. I will wear the silver, and this is kind of like a grayish green. So I am excited to try that one with the next look. So maybe next time I'll do a look with just like this right here. But 6 out of 9 shades, that's pretty awesome. And so far I'm very happy. I'm very excited to try more from this brand. Again, that's CXC Beauty. Let's see. Next we did the Milani. It's hard to tell right now. It went on really smooth. It felt really good. I feel like it did a lot better with the foundation sitting in my pores. I do feel like if I'd carried the... You hear my kids having a meltdown out there? Love it when they're fighting. I can't even send them outside right now. They'd freeze their butt off. But, got it. It was driving me nuts. But, I do feel like it absolutely helped in this area. I do feel like I should have carried it down a little further. The foundation does appear to be sitting a little bit better on my upper lip and my chin, so we'll have to see how that wears. So like I said, I've tried this 3 times with my typical primer. I didn't love the way it wore, but it is also winter, so it's like, but we're gonna try it with this and see if that makes any difference. I will say I love the shade match of this. I love the way it feels. I love the way it performs for the first couple of hours. We'll just have to wear test it with this new primer today. The LYS bronzing stick, I already told you, I've used this quite a few times. I'm in love. It's creamy, it blends easily. It's a great shade for me. Very excited to have this in my collection. And then the Summer Fridays. I'm familiar with the Summer Fridays formula. I have 2 other Summer Fridays lip balms. So I knew what to expect formula-wise. Shade-wise, it's pretty sheer. It did give me a small hint of brown. It smells really good, though. I needed something just a little bit different from all of my peppermint. I am a peppermint girl through and through, or candy cane through and through this time of year. But I know if I don't have something to offset it, I will get bored with it quick. So I'm glad to have this to offset that. Hey friends, I am here for my 8.5 hour check-in, and I must say everything is looking phenomenal. I am doing a natural light check-in as I have a few more minutes of natural light, so I figure I might as well take advantage. But it's been 8.5 hours since I originally applied all this makeup. Very clearly, the lip balm, the Summer Fridays, didn't last very long. I think maybe an hour and a half tops, which that's all I can expect from that product. But the eyeshadow is perfectly intact. I fully expected to have fallout on my cheeks throughout the day, but I have none actually. It looks really great. And since we're coming in close here, as you'll see, that Milani primer really did a great job because I have no breaking up or no separation in this area, which I have been having using previous primer. So I think everything looks fantastic. I don't feel like it's sunk into my pores in this area. So I really do like that Milani primer as of now. Of course, this is my first impression. So I will continue using it with different foundations, different techniques to see, you know, what works, what doesn't. But this came together lovely. It lasted all day. It's still going strong. Like I said, I'm coming at the end of my natural light here in the winter. It gets dark at 5 o'clock. So I just wanted to do a quick check-in and let you guys know that everything has lasted perfectly wonderful and I'm very happy. There we go, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a fantastic upcoming December and I will catch you in my next one. Later much.